Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to One Hub Racing here for round number 9 of the championship as we take in the fantastic Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as we are here in Jeddah. My name is, of course, Michael Edwards, going to be taking you through the action as always on a Sunday evening, and joining alongside me in the commentary is the one, the only, is Mr. Omi Combs. Omi, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Michael Edwards. Hello, everyone. Very excited, doing very, very well. We, of course, had Carlos Sainz winning earlier as well, so not much happened. So I think everyone is going to be a bit more happy coming into a Sunday evening on a real-life F1 race week. But yes, I'm doing incredibly well, and I'm excited to see who's going to take victory here tonight.
Absolutely. And of course, let's have a little look at the Jeddah circuit in question. Of course, 6.1 kilometers, 3.8 miles in length, 27 corners, 16 to the left and 11 to the right. 25 laps await these drivers, and around a circuit like this, it is a lot of medium high speed corners, and the walls can be so unforgiving. You really need to have very good car placement around this circuit.
You do indeed, a very challenging circuit, but for us as viewers, it's going to be an action-packed qualifying and the race as well. A lot of challenging corners, of course, but also 3 DRS zones that close the lap. So it's absolutely phenomenal, and we get plenty of overtaking and action.
Exactly, and of course those DRS zones, as you mentioned, there are 3 of them. One down in towards the braking for turn number 1, one down in towards the braking for turn 22, and of course one going from in between 24, 25 all the way towards the braking of the final corner at 27. But of course, let's have a little look and see what happened. Of course, with the race in question, which was Mexico last time out, and of course it was a very entertaining race. I think I can honestly say that, and it was of course Luki taking a long overdue victory in my opinion, and he was able to come out on top. Obviously we had Axel coming in second place, and of course Cam K coming through in third in the end. But honestly, in terms of the championship, I mean, Red Matt coming in 5th, of course that time penalty in the end did come back to bite him, and 7 points behind Axlock now in the driver's standings. Of course, Axlock leads the way, 134 points for Axlock, Red Matt in second, 127, 104 points for Luki in third after that race win, and Cam K in 4th place on 100 points. Only 4 drivers to overtake the 100-point barrier. And then of course we have Rameth in 5th on 74, then of course 70 points for Specialist and Waitsy and Burra. So all those 3 drivers are on the same level of points, and 2 points behind them is Miami on 68 points in 9th place, Lawrence in 10th on 54, and of course 41 points for Justin, 36 for Jordan, Quinn on 30 points in unlucky number 13. Obviously Donald has SQ'd from the season, but he was in 14th on 27 points, 26 points, and the same for Ali B in 15th place, as we got Funky in 16th on 19, 17th place for Cam Rules on 15 points, 18th for Tristan on 11 points, Wace in 19th on 10 points, and of course we got Key coming in tonight, obviously in the Scuderia Alpha Tauris. He's on 0 points, and of course Thomas on -2, and as you can see has not raced in a long time. But obviously looking at the drivers, I mean, we know Red Matt is going to miss another race. We know that is 100% guaranteed, so that's going to be a big opportunity for Axlock to really stretch his legs in terms of the championship. But who else are you looking at in terms of potentially take the fight to Axlock in this championship season?
I think there still could be many other drivers who also do put up a bit of a fight. Who knows? We could see Lukey, Cam Kimom's been performing very well, so there's going to be plenty of other drivers I think who are going to be challenging. But rounds are running out very, very quickly, so if they do want to put up a bit of a championship challenge, they got to perform now.
Absolutely, and of course that's how the Drivers' Championship looks. Let's have a look and see how the Constructors are shaping up. And of course it is the Haas F1 team on 227 points. They have a bit of a commanding lead right now in the Constructors, as they are in total of 53 points ahead of second place team Scuderia Ferrari. They're on 174 points of Scuderias, and of course we got Red Bull Racing in third on 164, 10 points separating those 2 teams in Ferrari and Red Bull. McLaren on 144 points, so a further 20 points back from Red Bull. And of course we got the Alpines on 85 in a close battle with the Alfa Romeo F1 team in 6th place. There's 5 points separating those 2 teams, and of course 8 points separating the team from Alpine in 5th all the way down to 7th, which is of course Mercedes AMG Petronas. They are in 7th on 77 points, so all the 7s were out for Mercedes. Unfortunately, in real life, it wasn't lucky number 7 for them, as it was an absolute nightmare for the Mercedes team around Australia. AlphaTauri in 8th place on 66 points, and of course we got 36 points for the Williams Racing team, and of course Aston Martin rounding up the rear on 30 points. And with the way things are shaping in terms of the constructors and the drivers, it looks to me like we could be seeing potential champions already establishing themselves right now, because we know Axlock has been very good, very consistent, very on point with his racing so far this season, and of course we have the Haas F1 team, and the consistency of Red Matt and Cam K has just been absolutely impeccable over the course of the season and has contributed incredibly well in the constructors. So I think right now we might just be seeing our drivers and constructors champions really start to establish themselves now.
Yeah, we definitely are as well. So we're starting to really see the different championship battles all starting to play out as well. As I mentioned, we are running out of rounds, but the drivers are definitely really performing at a high level. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this race here in Jeddah.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we head out to the action out on track, in the drivers' press conference, we got a word from our winner last time out in Luki. The question was put to him: massive congratulations, dude, on your win at Mexico. How did it feel getting a very overdue win? And what's your target for the rest of the season? Luki responds saying, thank you very much. I feel it was overdue. I've had unlucky races this season. It was more a sense of relief and happiness that it finally happened, but I want more. I want to put that pressure on Axlock and Red Mat. There's a 30-point gap to Axlock with 4 races to go. It would be going to be extremely difficult to close that gap, and I will probably need Axlock to have a very bad race or DNF to stand a chance, but I'll give everything I can a challenge for the Drivers' Championship. I also have my eye on the constructors. With Red Mat missing a race, we need to score the maximum points. We can close the gap and give Haas a fight. I know we can do it. So Luki, you know, after the race went coming through to tonight, a lot of confidence and starting to really, he's putting the pressure on himself and of course his teammate in the second Scuderia, of course in Waitsy, to really mount a charge in not only the drivers but also the constructors as well.
Really is as well then. So he's definitely mounting a bit of a charge, so it's going to be exciting to see then in the remaining rounds how he's able to get on and if he's able to continue the charge. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on.
Yep, and again, before we go out to the action out on track, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors and our partners here in One Hub Racing. Of course, to Next Level Racing, of course to Aztec, as well as Pure Sim Gear, and of course to our partners at Vespa Twin, and of course ERT Elite Racing Team right there, and of course to Sim Grid as well, where we saw the fantastic table and standings of which we just went through just a moment ago. But I mean, we got half of the qualifying session remaining. I think there's no better way to get into this but to head out on track right now, as right now it looks like Ramif is the man looking to stamp his authority here tonight. Of course, 3 drivers out of qualifying already, and of course they are serving engine penalties, as of course Cam K Mum, Waitsy and Jordan Lane. So those 3 will be starting from the back of the field. And I mean, right now still waiting for times coming from Specialist, Waste and Justin. So I mean, you know, Cam K's actually, even though he's serving the engine penalty, looks to be in a good spot.
He does seem to be in a good spot indeed, and around the circuit definitely can be a good circuit to take your engine penalty at indeed as well. Lots of overtaking opportunities, lots of chaos here at the back of the field, so from time to time you can avoid a bit of the chaos that takes place in the mid pack, so it can be a good circuit to take your engine penalty at.
Absolutely, and we are on board right now with Luki as he's about to get himself geared up for a lap here, so we'll stay on board with him for the entirety of this lap as we wait for him to get us underway here as we come through the final corner now. And running down now with DRS wide open in towards the first brake zone of turn number 1. And let's see if the Ferrari's going to be able to hook this up. Absolutely lovely. Coming through turn number 1 now, in towards turn number 2. A area where it's so easy to drift out just a little bit too far wide to get hooked on that inside curb. But through the small kink of turn number 3 now, in towards turn number 4 and through 5. I did say car placement is going to be crucial around here, and this is exactly why. These corners come at you thick and fast, and you got to take them incredibly well as well. So it's like, it's not like you can have like a slow corner. You have to carry the momentum, carry the speed all the way through as we come into the braking of turn number 13, coming around the left hander. Very easy to lose the back end there as we go through turns number 14 now towards the 15 and 16, braking down, switching to turn 17 and on the throttle on the exit. This will be the second DRS activation zone right now as we fly down through turns 20 and 21. to the braking of turn number 22, and Lukey there throwing the car through 23 and 4, and now DRS wide open once again as we come through 25 and now in towards 26 to the final braking zone at turn 27. And let's see what the exit is going to be like for Lukey. Again, very easy to drift out wide. This track incredibly unforgiving with the walls. There's no margin forever. But Lukey to the line. It's going to be P5 for the Scuderia.
So Lukey into P5, he goes indeed. So it's Axel at the front of the field. It's Justin, who currently sits in P2. You have Ramit in third, then you have Redmap, who is in P4, who is going even quicker in the second sector. So he is going to now try and put a bit of pressure on the lap time of the Red Bull man Axelok, who currently leads the pack with a 1 minute 26.847. But now all the attention goes to Redmap to see whether he can go to the front of the field then as he comes over the line, and Redmap does go to the front of the field with a 1 minute 26.520.
Yep. Brilliant lap there from Redmat, really puts himself in a strong position again, and Redmat needs to get as many points on Axlock as he can, because obviously we know he's missing one race. The best thing that Redmat can do is put as much pressure on that Red Bull as humanly possible before he has to miss that race.
Yeah, and Redmat also said that he needs a result this weekend as well, so he is absolutely going to need a result, and he's currently P1 right now, so it's looking good for him, but still, there'll be many other drivers who will be looking to challenge, but great stuff by him, and he'll be hoping that he also does have a good race, as Waze has joined the session back, and Specialist and we also have Specialist, who currently sits in P7. He was just able to find the improvement there.
Yeah, so the only person yet to get a lap time on the board is, of course, Waze, as you mentioned, just coming back into the lobby, and this is going to be interesting because Waze now has one lap to get it right, and I think around a track like this, you need several laps just to get your eye in around this circuit.
It's such a challenging circuit. It's really, really hard for the drivers. So yes, absolutely, it's going to be a little bit tough for Waze as well. Then so he's gonna need to find a lap time straight away out of the bag. He's not gonna have time to get used to the circuit. Not gonna have time to get a banker in and try just improving your delta. You're not going to get time for that. It's just going to be one lap where you're setting the lap, and then at the end of it, you're just hoping it's good.
Absolutely, yes. I'm on board with Cam Rules right now, currently in P12. Obviously, Cam Rules has had a bit of an up and down season. He's up good at some tracks, and other tracks not ideal for him. And of course, he has missed a fair few races this season as well. But Cam Rules, I mean, we know Cam will defend furiously no matter who you are and where you are in the championship. Around the track like this, do you think cooler heads will prevail with Cam, or do you think he's going to have elbows out as usual?
I think he could have elbows out around this track. I mean, there's going to be so many battles, so surely he's going to find himself in a battle at some point. So yeah, he could have elbows out, indeed, especially if he's really trying to defend. So yeah, he might have elbows out. We'll have to wait and see. 3 minutes to go. That tells us that any second the drivers will start charging into the fast lane and making their way down towards turn 1 on their out lap. Waze is already on his out lap, so he's not gonna go with everyone else because he needs to make sure that he gets a good lap time on the board. Then, as we see, Cam Rules making his way through down to turn 27.
Yep, Cam Rules now looking for the best traction possible out of the final corner. I guess good traction, to be fair. DRS wide open now to the line. Will go the Alpine and jumps up ahead of Tristan. Not ideal for Cam Rules, but he has managed to improve on his lap time. So I think that's the one benefit you can take out of this. And I think his session over and done with now, as Waste is the next man out on track. But yeah, I think P11 at best for Cam Rules. He's not going to be happy with that.
He's not going to be happy with that one, indeed. So let's see then what Waze is going to be able to do on his lap time. This is going to be a challenging lap as well, and he's going to have a lot of traffic because they're going to start making their way out onto the circuit. Let's hope they all manage to get out of the way for Waze. He'll hope that everyone gets out of the way because this is going to be the one and only effort he will get, and he's really backing up. He'll take a wide line to get a good exit down towards turn 1.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but so many drivers coming out of the pit lane there as Waze is approaching the final corner, so he's backing up, trying to give himself a little bit of room to get his lap underway here, crossing the start finish line, heading down in towards turn number 1 now.
He is making his way down towards turn number 1, and yes, he was just backing off there to make sure that he doesn't have to contend with too many cars, but he has many cars ahead, especially where you have the McLaren on the mini-map and you also have the Red Bulls as well, all making their way through. So he is going to come across a little bit of traffic, but first of all, it's all down to himself to try and find a good lap, to try keep it together and not lose the car around these high-speed sections, and he's off the road slightly.
Yeah, off the road slightly. He's got away without the invalidation there, but I mean, not ideal there for race 32.2 in the middle first sector. Of course, is around about half a second off of what we've seen in terms of the top times so far. But now here comes the traffic. The McLaren coming through. Actually, not that was a Ferrari, was it? Was it a McLaren?
Sauber.
Ferrari. Oh, Sauber. Oh,
yeah.
Looking at the back, it looked like a McLaren. Then I got closer and I saw the dash of red. I do apologise here, but yeah. Waste now absolutely coming up to all the traffic now, and that's not ideal for him. Little left tap on the wall for Waste. Gonna scrub off just a little bit more time. And oh my!
Oh. That was 3 cars he collided with there.
That was absolute ping pong stuff right there with Waste. Waste is out of the session. Now, here's the thing. Like, would you say that is on Waste, or would you say that's on the cars not getting out of the way, staying on the racing line?
I mean, the hard thing for him was some were pinching themselves to the inside, but then there were some guys on the outside. So then he's so then he's trying to zigzag himself, and that's so annoying on an outside, especially when they're all over the road. So it's kind of like, it's Red Matt lost the car.
Red Matt losing it, and now the stage is set for Axel to try and take that provisional pole position back as he just passes his championship rival, who is in the wall and out of this qualifying session. As Axel now comes into the Wigan turn number 13 and looks for the best traction possible, gets the good traction that he needs, and we need to see what this middle sector split is going to be saying for Axel. Axel marginally up on his sector 1 time. Let's see where he's looking like in sector 2. As we are quickly approaching it now. Sector 2 split, what's it going to be? And he's lost a bit of time in sector 2. Not ideal there for Axel, but can he find anything? A little love tap on the wall there for Axel. And this is what I was saying as well, Omi. You need brilliant car placement around a circuit like this, because if you're not placed correctly, you can do stuff like that and just nip a little bit of the wall. And if you nip a little bit of wall, that could be wing damage, that could be your entire front wheel gone, that could be game over.
Tristan goes into P8. Let's see if Axel can do anything. No, he's lost even more time in that last sector, as here comes the Ferrari of Lukey over the line. He improves time, but not position.
Justin getting a little bit of a toe down the start finish straight, able to jump up ahead of Axel into P2. Goes Justin, and that is going to bring an end to qualifying. Drama here in Jeddah. With obviously Wace's lap, and I believe Specialist will. I definitely saw Specialist pick up a 5-place grid penalty. Whether that will stay or not remains to be seen.
Definitely does remain to be seen indeed. But that was absolute chaotic stuff there right at the end. And I'll let you run through the results. Yeah,
so it is a Red Matt on pole position with a 1 minute 26.5, almost 2 tenths ahead of ERT Justin, who joins him on the front row. Axel in P3, the championship leader, and of course Ramith in P4. Lukey, last week's race winner, in P5, with Key making a debut tonight in P2 for this season, coming through in P6 on a set of the mediums, I might add. The medium tyres for Key, so good lap there for him. Specialist in P7 with Lawrence in P8, Tristan in P9, and of course Brenner rounding out the top 10. Outside the top 10, we have Funky, Cam Rules, then we have Cam K, Mum, Waitsy, Wace, and Jordan Lane going to be starting from the back of the field. Now, Omi, I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit of carnage, and of course there's definitely going to be some talking points, that's for sure.
Yep, definitely going to be plenty of talking points. A bit more. They were a bit too close together than they should have in qualifying. But now is the race. This is where we kind of expect all of the collision to happen, but we already had some in qualifying. Let's hope they're able to keep it clean though, but it is the streets of Jeddah. We're surely going to get a few incidents, but also I can guarantee we're going to be getting plenty of overtaking and a bit of 3 wide for you as well.
Yeah, maybe a 3 wide action down in towards turn number 1. And of course, the turn number 1 and number 2 chicane, of course, very tight, especially on the exit through turn number 2. As just look at this, there's just no margin for error to really go side by side in sector 1. Obviously, going into turn number 4, if you're side by side, someone needs to back out. You cannot go side by side through turn number 4. That corner, that's a single file corner, in my opinion.
It is as well, and if you do go side by side into turn 4, then usually one car has to use a bit more off-road as well and has to cut the corner a little bit. So definitely can get really chaotic at the 4th turn when drivers do not give it up. And also we do get to see contact from time to time as well. Drivers could get pinched to that wall if so it can be plenty of contact at the corner, so drivers definitely do have to be careful. And when there's so many overtaking opportunities, it's not really worth it risking it into turn number 4, but you could just wait. In a couple of corners time, you'll get DRS again down towards 22 and then 27 and then of course down towards 1, so you have plenty of overtaking opportunities. So risking it at a corner like turn 4 doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, another thing to shine light on is, of course, the rivalries as well. Of course, coming into tonight, we had the rivalry between the Haas teammates of Cam K Mum and Red Matt. And of course, the question was put to the pair of them. You two currently sit top of the Constructors' Championship with 4 races to go, with Ferrari as your closest rivals. Do you feel you can go on to clinch the title? As in fact, we're going to cut away real quick because we're going to the 5 red lights right now to get us underway here in Jeddah. So we'll finish that in just a moment. But 5 red lights out and we are underway here. And a good start, I think, from Red Man, able to cover off Justin on the run into turn number 1.
He is indeed. Red Matt, then Justin, Axelock on the mediums, trying to make his way through chaos at the back. Round goes Tristan, and Key as well has had issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that is a full course yellow. I think that's a virtual safety car. So VSC deployed here on lap 1. So we'll finish the rivalry question right now. Obviously, do you feel you can go on to clinch the title? Do you feel Ferrari or anyone else could catch you guys? Cam K responds saying, I would say you have a good shout. Just need to keep getting good results. And of course, Red Matt responding saying, we have a good shout for sure. I made it clear to Cam, if he is quicker, I will let him through or work with him. Austria was an example of this. Maybe we could work on getting a good lap each around Jeddah this weekend. So the two of them looking to work in unison with each other. But of course, they are still quite close in terms of the Drivers' Championship as well. Could that be a little rivalry, inter-team rivalry that ends up brewing? Because obviously Red Matt is going to miss a race. That gives Cam K the opportunity to close up in the championship.
Definitely does, as well as we are racing once again then here at Jeddah. So the driver's racing once again then, and off the road goes Funky, losing a position to Waitsy, and Waze is able to follow through as well. And now Waze is going to go on the attack on Waitsy down towards 27.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Waits now going to try to look all the way around the outside of the final corner. Not going to be able to outbrake Waitsy, but looks for a switchback line here. Beautifully done from Waits, but unable to get the traction he needs on the exit. He's had to tuck back into the slipstream. And now, in the slipstream, he's going to pull to the inside on the ERS as well. Will move to the inside, and Waitsy, I don't think wants to really fight that too much, and doesn't want to fight it into turn number 1 either.
Yep. So Waitsy not choosing to fight that. We're only on lap number 2 of the contest. Justin still contending with Red Matt, who found the wall earlier on in qualifying, and he'll be hoping that he doesn't have that in the race. And Cam Rules has gone off the road.
Yep, Cam Rules around, but I'm staying on board with this battle, the battle for the race lead, as Justin is really underneath that rear wing of Red Matt here. Gets better traction coming out of turn 13. This could be an opportunity now for Justin in the Mercedes. Can he get alongside for the break-in of 16 and 17? No, but he gets a better line through the chicane, and this is going to be a drag race all the way down to the break-in of turn 22.
It is indeed Justin pulling alongside, putting some pressure on Red Matt, their wheel to wheel, but Red Matt is going to stay ahead. Justin knows that is not wise to risk it at that part of the circuit. Now, the two circuit opens up a little bit more. Let's see if he can try find a way through. He's in the slipstream. He's not using any ERT. Doesn't want to waste it all at this point. And he'll try dive to the inside of the final corner. He'll sit behind for now. Maybe run towards turn 1, or he'll just wait for DRS to come in.
I'll tell you what's been a big shock early on in this race. Axlock falling down the order as here goes Justin now for the race lead. Sets the fastest lap of the race. Ramith though goes even quicker in behind, and Ramith only about a second off the back of this. If these two battle, Ramith's right in the DRS window. But what I was going to say, Axlock down to P6. I don't know what's going on with the Red Bull, but he has fallen through the field quicker than Max Verstappen did earlier this morning.
Yep, absolutely. As well then, and into the pit lane, we are going to see Cam Rules come in. But Justin able to take the lead. Redmat already losing time, 0.8 of a second. He's not had a good exit as well, so he's got to be careful to try stay inside the 1 second. Or Ramit will try and attack Axelot past Lawrence. We also have Waitsy getting back past Waze.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just checking the task system by here to see if Axelot does any potential damage and that. But of course, it doesn't appear so. And looks like Justin just has incredible pace around here because he's already pulled the second clear of Redman.
He has indeed. So Justin with some good pace, and that's not what Redman wanted as well then. And let's see, are we going to be getting any moves? Waze seems close to the back of Waitsy, who's also going to be getting close all the while to the back of Lawrence. So let's see if Waze can try and find a way through with a bit of ERS now. He's got Waitsy ahead, but for how much longer? Because he's going to pull out to the outside. That was close to the outside wall, and he might also try make the move on Lawrence due to the overspeed he'll have.
Yeah, and he's going to try all the way around the outside. Contact between the pair of them, and Waitsy there getting a little bit caught up in it, as well as Specialist is going to be boxed in as well in the middle, and Waitsy backs out. I think Waitsy got a bit of wing damage into the pits. Will come the Scuderia Ferrari. Nothing that Waitsy could do there. It's just one of those incidents where it just happens as Lawrence and Waze came together in the final corner. Specialist able to get through up in the P6 now, so the Alpine doing well in this race so far. Of course, the Alpine and Waze will caught up in an instant with each other in qualifying, so hopefully this time we'll get no instant between them. But you spotted something?
Redman almost losing the car like he did in qualifying, and that's going to allow Ramit to through to the inside.
Oh my god, sorry about that then. Lawrence and Waze doing switchbacks in the S's in the first sector, and that is absolutely incredible. But yeah, Redmat now losing out on P2, not what he needs. Obviously he wants to take advantage of the fact that Axlock had such a poor start, and he's just falling through the field, and it's absolutely heartbreaking for the Haas driver, because now he is a good 3 seconds off the race lead now, where he really wants to be.
Yep, absolutely. Lawrence versus Waze continues now, and he's out of the system. He's pulling alongside, going to the inside. Waze will back out of that one, but that's only because he knows there's another opportunity coming up now for him to try and pass. He's using ERS to try and come back.
Yep, and here goes Waze now with DRS, going to be able to cruise past. But look at that, look at that. That is key down the inside of Lawrence as well, and might have a look at racing towards turn number 1. As here we go into the slipstream comes the AlphaTauri. He's going to move to the outside line, and it's just going to breeze past. And Lawrence is going through as well as we come down into the beginning of turn number 1. And Waste not able to hold on to any of those positions. Loses out to both on the DRS straight down the start finish straight.
Definitely does as well. So some great squabbling there as well. So perfect action on lap number 5. Out of 25 laps that we do have around this amazing circuit as well. And Redmat back ahead of Ramit, who will try fight back once again. Specialist. And Specialist dropping down the order.
Yeah, Specialist around facing the wrong way. I think Specialist might have just clipped the inside wall, tagged around by the inside wall, and around goes the Alpine. Honestly, heartbreak for Specialist. Wasn't doing a very good job, but losing out massively. And my god, Omi, this race is incredibly chaotic. We're only 5 laps in.
Only 5 laps in, and we've already had so much action as well in Specialist round again.
Yeah, tyres are definitely going to be overheated for Specialist there, so I think that's the issue for him. Meanwhile, we got a battle for P2 beginning to spice up here, as not only have we got Redmat versus Ramith, but now Lukey, last week's race runner, is on the back of him as well in the Scuderia Ferrari. And remember, Lukey wants to try and get in and get a bit of a charge on Axlock in terms of the Drivers' Championship also. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, coming into the pits now, lap number 6 for Lukey. Remember, mandatory 2-stop here in one hub
No,
racing.
Ramit is round.
Oh no, Ramith has gone, and that is a reset the track right there. I can't remember who did that. I think it was Mick Schumacher who did that one year, didn't he, in Jeddah?
As they battle their way through it, Ramit coming down into turn number 4, and that was super close as he went, and he seems like he's slowing down and allowing everyone through due to the damage he has.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, both of the Scuderia Ferraris have made their first pit stop of this race, and this is going to be incredibly interesting because, like I said, mandatory 2-stop. This is big for Lukey, maybe to get an undercut on Axlock in this race. Of course, Ramith now going to be so far down the order, and of course we'll get the undercut on Red Mat as well, as Axlock now closing out to the back of his championship rival here. The mediums versus the softs here, lap number 6. The mediums do appear to be in better condition, as here comes Axlock now with DRS on Red Mat, and the championship leader will look to overtake his nearest championship rival into the final corner. Going to outbrake, try and go all the way around the outside. Red Mat's going to hold the inside, try to get the better traction possible, but unable to do so. Red Mat, I think, is going to dive into the pits right now. Yes, he is.
So Justin is into the pit lane, as is Red Mat. Axlock on the medium continues as the leader. Lawrence will have a chance to come and make a move here now on key out of the slipstream.
And we're on board with Lukey right now to see if this undercut has actually paid off for Lukey. Coming down South Lane straight right now, you can see Justin and Red Mat still in the pit lane, as Justin just being released now, I think, onto the track. And there is Justin just in front of Lukey. Lukey's undercut has worked to perfection here. It's got him right onto the back of Justin, and look who is in front of Justin. It's Kamke. And Kamke might do a bit of team orders here to back up Justin in towards Red Mat. But no, yeah. Justin says, no thank you, I'm just going to go straight by you. Thank you very much. And there goes Lukey as well. Lukey's going to try to get through on Kamke, as well as we're getting major lag spike issues going on as Wace has left the session.
Yep, absolutely as well. Wace has left the session. Indeed, it's all starting to kick off here at Jeddah. Well, it already has been since the start of the race. As Berra manages to get ahead of Funky. Key, Lawrence continuing to squabble, and Key is ahead right now as well, and they're still all pushing on at the moment. Ramit getting ahead of Funky.
Lukey again very close to the back of Justin right there, but a poor choice of line on the entry into that chicane, and it's just not ideal, and Lukey won't have an opportunity down into the final corner now, I wouldn't imagine. I think he'll set this up for turn number 1 instead.
Yep, absolutely as well then. So, Lukey out of the final corner. Not going to be close enough to make a move there as well. To try get through, as Wade is on the back of Tristan as they come over the line. Lukey will get close, but not close enough. Redman then running in 7th, of course, ahead of his teammate who wasn't able to block any cars, so he's running in 8th. So Redman is going to have to close down the gap now.
Yeah, absolutely. Redman has got a 2-second gap to try and close up on, and we are going to see what will transpire. Obviously, we've had Axlock into the pits as well. He's chucked on a fresh set of medium compound tyres, and he has Kamke to contend with, and Kamke might do a Red Mat a favour here and battle Kamke with wing damage as well. Let's take that into consideration as Axlock goes clean through down the inside in towards turn 13. Job done there for the Red Bull.
Job done indeed for the Red Bull, who finds himself now running in P8. Key and Lawrence switching positions at the front once more as well then. So let's see now, Justin's about to come up to some traffic off the ways, so who is still out there on the softs, so he'll probably be diving it in soon. And actually Waze is not in the session, so he's ghosted, so that won't be an issue.
Yeah, he lagged out the session, unfortunately for Waze, lagged out the session, and that will allow Justin and both Lukey just go straight through the Williams driver right there, as we got Lawrence into the pits now at the end of lap number 8, the beginning of lap number 9, and we've seen how good the undercut was for Lukey. Lawrence will be looking pretty good as well on the undercut on Key here.
Yep. So Lawrence will definitely be looking very, very good there. So now let's see how this one is going to get. Let's see how quickly Red Matt can get onto the back of Lukey. Now we're getting Tristan up next for Justin and Lukey. So let's see how much Tristan can hold up. Probably Justin's going to try to get through now, but that's going to be close to the wall. That was much closer than Justin would have wanted, and Lukey needs to try to get through immediately as well.
Yep, Lukey's going to try and get through, and that is about as smooth as you like there from Lukey. Down the inside, job done. Just found a bit of a gap and just sent it. And Lukey right now on a charge, trying to take this race lead away from Justin, but that little niggle on the wall there, I don't know if you noticed it into the break in there, but that little niggle on the wall is not going to fill Lukey with a huge amount of confidence.
Definitely won't as well, but luckily with the DRS zones you get around the circuit, you are able to just push on, and any time lost you can gain pretty quickly as well. So we're about to get that now with Lukey trying to once again get close, and we have a virtual safety car out on the circuit to neutralize things.
Yeah, and I think that's because Cam Rules has gone around. Yes, he has. Cam Rules and Specialist. Alpine having a disaster right now, and both of them are down the order. Key into the pits in the virtual safety car. This would be huge for him. Obviously, that undercut we mentioned with Lawrence, I think now Key might come out in a decent spot and maybe get himself further up the order. Set of hard compound tyres on for Key. Hopefully he remembers that it is mandatory 2-stop here in One Hub Racing, and hopefully we'll remember to chuck on another set of tyres before the end of this race. And he's going to come out in P6, well ahead of the likes of Jordan, and of course Lawrence has dived into the pits. The same with Tristan, Cam K, and of course Waitsy as well.
Indeed then. So that's going to be interesting to see then. And once again, you want to make sure that you're in the delta when this comes in, or you will be given a drive through penalty. And there we go. We are racing once again. Everyone seems to have behaved, and also getting a good restart is very, very crucial for all of these drivers. And sometimes your rivals might be a bit slow in reacting to the restarts.
Yeah, and here comes Lukey now in the slipstream with DRS, closing up on Justin. Does not want to go for it here, but has good car placement this time through that chicane, so we'll have another opportunity at the final corner. Use a little dab of ERS there, DRS wide open once again for Lukey, as he's going to potentially... Nah, he's backing out of it. Lukey's playing a game with DRS chicken right now with Justin, and needs to get a good launch out of the final corner to really go for it. Waits has rejoined the session. He's going to rejoin in P5, but obviously that is a bit of a false position as he hasn't made a pit stop yet.
Absolutely as well. Then down towards turn number 1 we go once again. And Lukey, as you mentioned, playing the DRS chicken, not wanting to make the move at the final corner of the circuit when he was absolutely in position to do so. So Lukey's going to sit behind. Redman's going to try gain onto the back of this one. So let's see if he is going to be able to do so. Wait, still continuing out there as well on the softs.
Yeah, it looks like Redman now starting to get a little bit comfortable with the circuit again. Obviously, he's had a little bit of niggles here and there with the circuit, but starting to find his comfort zone one more time this race. And that is allowing him to draw back onto the back of Lukey, who has fallen outside that 1 second window. And I think Lukey right now just making small mistake after small mistake, and they're all mounting up.
They all are mounting up indeed then. So all of the mistakes starting to count now for the drivers, and Lukey outside the 1 second, 1.3 seconds. So that's now going to allow Red Matt to try and have a go if he can get close, but he got a terrible exit out of 22. So that means now the gap between those two drivers has now gone to 1 second as well then. But Red Matt is going to get DRS down towards turn 1 to hopefully gain a little bit more.
Yeah, and now Lukey has to use a bit of battery to try and get back within the second of Justin. Justin obviously going to try and manage that gap, use battery when he needs to. I think Justin in sector 1 though has the pace on Lukey to just hold on to that race lead, and if Lukey wants any hope of getting back within DRS, he needs to absolutely nail this first sector.
He absolutely does need to nail this first sector then, as they still all push on, all go on an attack. And Lukey is going to be going on the defensive though instead, not what he wanted to do. And now Lukey's off the road as well. Red Mats is going to be sensing an overtaking opportunity coming up, and Lukey surely won't be able to defend with how much DRS zones that we have around this circuit, and surely we're going to be seeing Red Mat finding his way through at some point, but he's getting very, very close onto the back. So let's see when the move is going to be coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Red Mat onto the back of that Scuderia right now. Absolutely flying is a Red Mat. 2.7 seconds the gap between Red Mat and Axlock, his nearest championship rival. And obviously Lukey right now, currently P3 in the standings, definitely needs to make sure that he's taking points off Axlock. But right now it just doesn't look like he's comfortable with this circuit. It just looks like he's struggling a little bit out there. But here goes Red Mat. Red Mat not going to make the same mistake Lukey has done. He's going to make sure he gets the move done.
He is going to make sure he gets it done. But Lukey now has the option, if he wants to try and come back as well down the straight with DRS. And you can see using a little bit of ERS to try and get close. He's going to fight back.
Yeah, well, Red Mat moves to the inside to cover off any potential lunges. And Red Mat going to hold on to P2. But this is not ideal. The little bit of battling between these two, just allowing Justin to get clear. And it's allowing Axlock to close in.
Yep, absolutely. So Axlock will be trying to get involved in this one, and Justin will be loving life at the front of the field, just pulling away. So he'll definitely be really, really enjoying stuff right now. So these guys got to make sure that they don't battle, and they kind of work together instead to make sure that Axlock doesn't join the party, and also then they can try push on and get onto the back of Justin.
Yeah, we've got an interesting fight beginning to brew for the P9 in this race. Obviously, waits on a fresh set of soft tyres, and we've got Cam K on relatively fresh mediums, and of course we've got Bretta on 11 lap old mediums. Of course, an early pit stop there for Brenner, and definitely not ideal for the McLaren, but will have the opportunity to come into the pits, put on a fresh set of boots himself and try to get himself into the top 10. But right now, definitely at a major disadvantage is the McLaren.
Definitely is as well. Let's see if Lukey can try charge his way through then on this straight and clear a bit of DRS chicken with Red Mat, and also get through and then indirectly gaining time basically on Justin. Let's see, out of the system he'll go, and Red Mat will surely let that one happen, and then later on in the lap he'll also try retake, as these two will hopefully try work together for their sake to try get onto the back of Justin.
I mean, they need to. The issue is, though, is that Justin's just so good in this first sector compared to Lukey. And you'll see just the time absolutely fly up right now. It's 2.8 right now. It was 2.7 at the start of the SS, now 2.9. And it's going to continue to climb. 3 seconds. You see Justin Klein gaining about 0.3 of a second on Lukey in that little section right there. And it's not ideal for neither Red Mat or Lukey in this race to be losing that kind of time early on.
Red Mat made a mistake of himself as well then. So he's been struggling at that part of the lap all the way through as well, and he's almost made another mistake.
Catching the car there is Red Mat, and you can see Axlock now within a second. Axlock has now joined this battle. The top 3 in the championship standings will do battle for P2 in this race. That is going to be happening in just a few moments time. Lap 14 of 25. Justin leads the way, 3.2 seconds the gap to Lukey in second place. Then we got Red Mat in third, and then we got Axlock, the championship leader, in fourth place. And then we got a big old gap back to Key, going well in P5 right now, in a bit of no man's land is Key. And then got Jordan in 6th with Rameth in 7th, Tristan in 8th, all over the back of the McLaren actually, Waits in 9th, and then of course we got Cam K in P10.
In P10 then indeed, lap 15 of this race out of 25, and you are going to now see Red Mat start to really come under a bit of pressure by Axlock. If these two continue making mistakes, Lukey hasn't been able to drive at the pace that he wants. Red Mat's been struggling in the first sector, especially all the way through as well, and Axlock now with fresher tyres is going to be looking to attack the pair of them. So this is about to get really interesting between all of these drivers. The race has kind of settled down. At this stage of the race, you've got Ramit and Tristan. Those two are close together along with Waitsy and Berra. Other than that, the race has settled and we're mostly focused on this battle that's taking place for second position between your championship rivals. And Redman, no, with a good exit, is going to get the attentions of Axelok down towards 22.
Yeah, and here comes Axelok now, going to try to make this move happen as they all close in on Lukey as well. And Axelok going to get slightly boxed in. Redmat down the inside, going to be able to get the traction all the way around the outside. And there we go, Axelok has to concede that position. But we'll have more opportunities in this race. And I'm just showing and indicating the fact that so far we've had 5 drivers that have made both of their mandatory pit stops. And that's, of course, Waitsy currently in P11, Lawrence in P13, Cam Rules in 14th, Funky in 15th, and, of course, Specialist at the back. As here goes Lukey and Redmat into the pits. Axelok, remember, he's done a set of mediums and he's done another set of mediums. He has to stretch this out to a set of softs, which means by the end of this race he's going to be absolutely flying. But how much time is he going to lose by sticking it out?
That is going to be the question indeed. How much time is he going to lose by sticking it out there, and can he gain it back like he did earlier on? Time will be limited, but he will have the fresher compound of tyres, and he'll be hoping that Lukey gets caught up in a bit of traffic, and so does Redman. And they have a bit of traffic between two drivers who are battling amongst themselves as well, and Ramit, who found himself in this position earlier on, is now going to be getting overtaken by faster drivers who are currently debating second position in the race.
Yeah, as Ramit on the back of Tristan here, the battle for P4 on track. Of course, not net P4 in this race, but here comes Lukey now, going to look to the inside and try to get the move done on the McLaren. Meanwhile, I want to indicate that Redmat has gone to a set of the hard combat tyres, so maybe did not feel comfortable on the mediums for 10 laps. Of course, was on the tyres for around about 9 laps. Was Redmat, so definitely feels like he can get a little bit more at the hards later in this race. But look at this now, as Redmat's going to get through on Ramith, and up ahead you see Lukey flying through on Tristan, and that is Lukey making quick work of this traffic by here. And here comes Redmat. Oh, Tristan there covering off the inside so that Redmat could not get through. Axelok into the pits, and here goes Redmat. He's going to go for the double overtake around the outside of both Lukey and Tristan into the final corner as they are going to battle. Axelok into the pits, fresh set of hard compound tyres, so this will be equalised between Axelok and Redmat in this race. Lukey on the medium should have the better tyres early on. But let's see how this is going to go as, oh, look at that, weave to the left, weave to the right, down the inside, contact between the pair of them. And Lukey has to go off track, but will hold on to P3 in this race, and net P2. Axelok on the back of Tristan. Tristan is going to back out and let Axelok go.
He is then indeed, but that was that was really, really close, and Redmat going all in. That was so close. Was on the outside, shelled the dummy, drew it to the inside, and that is some great action there for us to witness. And Lukey and Redmat continuing on. Redmat hoping that the mediums fade away a bit near the end and the hards start to come towards him to go on the attack on all of the other drivers. Lap 17 out of 25. What an interesting race we've had so far. It's going to continue to get interesting with Lukey and Redmat also currently doing battle for second position, and we also had Axelok, who has decided to go on the hards. He's now going to be gaining onto the back of this one as well.
Yeah, Axelok had no choice. He had to come into the pits and put on a set of hards. There was no way stretching them out until putting on a set of softs at the end. It could have worked for Axelok, but that is a lot of ground that he would have had to have made up in the closest stages of this race, especially with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. And Redmat getting onto the back of Lukey, but not close enough to go for anything substantial just yet. But maybe in towards turn number 1, he will. Maybe into turn 1, he absolutely will. As Redmat's going to get through up into P3 goes the Haas. The championship protagonist in Redmat is getting himself up the order and into P3 in this race, but a net P2.
Net P2 indeed right now as well then. And Lukey is going to try stay close. Axelok's going to try gain onto the back of this as well. Lukey with a little hit to the wall. He's lost a lot of time with that one.
Yeah, Lukey there, small mistake, lost around about 3 to 4 attempts on Axelok. who is trying to chase him down in behind. But of course, Axlock does not have DRS. Lukey and Red Matt do, and here's the thing, they can squabble for points between the pair of them, but the only person that is helping is the championship leader, and that is of course Axlock. As we should see now, Lukey fly through with DRS. I don't think Red Matt will really fight this too much. I don't think, no, the Haas is not going to fight it. Going to sit in behind and then come back at him. Of course, another interesting thing to point out as well is that Justin, yet to make that second pit stop, Justin, when he comes into the pits, might end up coming into this battle as well. So we could end up with a four-way battle for the race win, as Key is into the pits as well, coming in from P2 in this race, which will release Red Matt, Lukey and Axlock into the battle of which they are trying to squabble over right now. The battle for P2 proper now instead of a net P2, as he, I think, will should come out in yeah, he's going to come out in P6. Tristan yet to make that second pit stop, and in fact, let's have a look at the pit stops. Let's see who's yet to make a pit stop in this race. So Justin, Tristan are the only two yet to make a pit stop. Everyone else has made at least one, at least made their mandatory 2 stop in this race. And here is something that I find very interesting. Of course, Waitsy came into the pits early on. He's on a set of hard-cut tyres, 9 laps old. He does have Jordan, who's closing down on him on the set of the mediums, but Waitsy right now in a good position. And with Cam Gaiman so far down the order, that is good points for Ferrari to close up the gap on Haas-Bayer.
Definitely is as well then, as they all still continue to make their way through. Then Axlock, oh, is he off the road in the background? He is
Axlock's out.
And he's into the barrier.
The championship leader, the championship has just swung wide open, ladies and gentlemen. Axlock is out of this race. He is out of this race. Mr. Consistent has fallen at the wayside here in Jeddah. He's in the wall. He's out of the race. Safety car is now deployed. Justin will get a free pit stop. Everyone should probably be into the pits. Fresh set of soft tyres. But it looks like Lukey's going to continue on and take the race lead potentially, as Justin actually will join ahead of him. But Red Matt into the pits. This is absolutely now huge for the championship. I mean, Red Matt, you said earlier, Red Matt needs something to happen to Axlock to have a chance of gaining enough points to help him out when he does miss that one race. Ladies and gentlemen, this is that chance. And Key, first race back here in P2, he's up in a podium position.
Axlock just going into the wall slow style. I'm really confused with actually what happened there even, because I saw it right at the background of my shot that I had, and it seemed like he just went straight on. And I've actually just looked at the Discord chat and he said lag. So it seems like there was lag, that's why, because it's a weird one. And it would have had to been, of course, it wasn't really a driver mistake, it was just a bit of lag, so he just went absolutely straight on. So it either could have been a brake, his pedals failed, or of course that, and of course it was a bit of lag for him, because of course it's an unusual one just to fully just go straight on and not brake at all. So that's so disappointing for Axlock, crashing out very similarly to Stroll as well. But a unfortunate issue there, and a bit of lag really costing him, and that's how it can change. Just one little second of lag around this type of circuit, this high speed circuit, can easily mean that you're into the wall, and it could completely transform your championship.
Absolutely. Now for Lukey, for Redman, this is free real estate now to gain points on Axlock. All they need to do is keep cool heads and try their best to keep it out of the wall. They've seen the dangers now. Axlock out of this race. The championship leader has fallen at the wayside. Red Matt will take the championship lead as long as he can see the checker flag. And interestingly enough, Red Matt on a set in the medium compound tyres, so not confident in the soft tyres getting to the end and having good pace. This is going to be intriguing because obviously the driver's in behind, fresh soft compound tyres, and not many laps to use them.
Not many laps to use them indeed, so it's going to be frantic. It's going to be chaotic here then on the streets of Jeddah. You're going to have Justin will be looking to pull away. Key trying to put the pressure on Lukey. And then Red Matt also up going on the mediums, but he's got fresh mediums, so he'll be looking to attack. You have Tristan in a good position right now as well in P5, so he'll be very happy with that one. Cam Kim in 6th, Waitsy in 7th, Jordan in 8th, Lawrence in 9th, and Ramit running in P10. So there's going to be so many overtakes happening. Cannot wait for this restart to get underway.
Absolutely, and in the chat right now we've got our P1 commentator, of course, Jess Games, will be going live in just a moment for P1 action, saying that saved Justin. I mean, to be honest, I think Justin has the pace regardless to take the win here tonight, but yeah, definitely would have made things interesting to see where he would have come out relative to Lukey, Red Matt, and of course Axlock. The matter in the chat is saying, let's go Red Matt and Key. Of course, Key, first race of the season here, up in the podium position. Good opportunity for the AlphaTauri. Red Matt, free real estate on Axlock now. And this is huge. Red Matt needs to take home as many points as possible now to put the maximum amount of pressure on the Red Bull. The Red Bull is out of this race. It is over. Early shower for Axlock. Mr. Consistent, as I like to call him, is out of this race. A rare mistake from Axlock. And of course, it wasn't down to his mistake. Small bit of lag mid-corner. It can happen to the best of us. Axlock out of this race. Lukey with a big opportunity as well. Remember, last week's race winner in Mexico. Can he go back-to-back with race wins? Time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lap 21 of 25. We're about to go on to lap 22. And I believe the safety car will be out for one more lap as well.
Seems like it's going to be the case. Of course, so it seems like we're just going to have to do one extra lap behind the safety car. But it should be in, as of course we have everyone but Funky, who's on the back. Specialist is also in the train, but he's in the middle of cars as well, so he's getting lapped. There is a Specialist, but we've got Funky now, who is also on the back, and the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Bearer's diving it into the pit lane, I'm guessing to put on even fresher soft tyres to have every little advantage, but he's also picked up a 5-second penalty, so that's not going to help him.
Yeah, exactly. Bearer there risking to put on fresher soft tyres, but absolutely butchering the pit entry. And that is a 5-second time penalty, which is really going to solidify his spot right now in P14. And it's just heartbreak for him. The only thing you can hope for is Funky picking up another time penalty or a bit of chaos happening in front of him, which can happen. Of course, it is lap 22 of 25. The drivers will know that in order for them to get the most out of this race, they're going to have to be a little bit risky. They're going to have to be a bit brave. And who is going to be the bravest among them? That is what we're going to find out. Justin has been absolutely impervious all race. Incredible pace from the Mercedes. Lukey has been there and thereabouts battling with Justin early on. And of course, battling with Red Matt for the majority of this race. Key, incredible, taking advantage of not only the virtual safety car, but also being able to put himself in a good spot now with the safety car coming out. Fresh set of soft tyres for Key. Big opportunity for him on his first race back in P2 here in One Hub Racing for this season. Red Matt, big opportunity to put as many points on the table for Axlock to try and close up once he does have that one race that he does have to miss.
Absolutely as well then. Lap 22 out of 25. And Justin versus Lukey versus Key. So many drivers. Lukey probably is going to be more on the defensive. We're about to find out who is going to take victory in Jeddah. We've only got lap number 23, 24, 25. 3 laps to figure this one out. Justin will be the leader. Lukey's going to be coming under pressure. Let's see how quickly Key and the other drivers can try get past.
Absolutely. Only one lap where we'll have DRS activated as well. This is going to be so much pressure for these guys in the top 4 and everyone in behind as well, jockeying for positions as we wait for Justin to get underway here, back to green flag racing, and he's going to leave it late. He's going to leave it late as you see Lukey there trying to get alongside, getting ready to make sure he doesn't lose out, and he does lose out there. Justin perfectly timed that restart, and so does Key as we run down in towards turn number 1. Lap 23 out of 25 is Justin in the race lead, and Lukey's trying to outbrake, tried to go down the inside, but not going to work. Yellow flags in the background. I think that might be that is Funky into the pit lane as we're seeing movements going on in the background, but we're going to stay on board with Key. Key looking to the inside turn number 4. This is not going to work, Key. Absolutely not. And there is Lukey holding on for P2, but that has given Justin the gap that he needs. Justin has pulled clear. 1.5 seconds up the road. Justin is on course to take the race win here. And now things are going to get spicy for this battle for P2. Key on those soft tyres, looking for any opportunity to get up into P2 in this race as he's closing right underneath that rear wing of the Scuderia Ferrari. Redman is trying to follow through as well. Redman on the pressure of the medium tyres. Lap 23, and look at Key trying to run the outside. Has to back out though. Redman's going to get a better run, but he has a little bit of a wiggle, and that's not going to help him out here. And yeah, absolutely, Justin has gone into the distance. Justin has, he's on course to take this race win. And here goes Key down the inside, in towards turn 22. And position is right there for Key. Up in the P2 goes the AlphaTauri. And here comes Red Matt on the back of Lukey. And oh my god, it's going to be free wide heading into the final corner. As, oh look at Tristan. Tristan's involved as well. 2x2 is like Noah's Ark out there. Renmat down the inside. He's up in the P2. Lukey in the P3. Key down in the P4 as we got Tristan there. Putting the pressure on in P5. This is getting very frantic now. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Is Justin the leads by 3 seconds. Renmat now in P2. Key down the inside of Lukey in towards turn number 1. Key up in the P3 now. Lukey down into P4. And the pressure is Tristan from Cam K Mum in the battle for P5. Cam K in the Haas. Absolutely flying, but Tristan's going to stick it down the inside. And Tristan's cut the inside wall and he's around. Tristan falling down the order. Heartbreak for the Aston Martin. He was on course for a fantastic result for the Aston Martin team, but down the order, Tristan does fall in the end.
So Tristan dropping down the order there. Not what he wanted at all then. And let's see who else is going to be able to dish out some overtakes. Lap 24, Specialist picks up a 3-second time penalty. That will not affect him. He is nowhere near anyone. He is in this train. He is near. He was near people. And Cam Rules has retired.
Yep, Cam Rules in the wall out of this race as our second retirement of the evening. Red Matt trying to pull away from Key. Key on those soft tyres, doing everything he can to stay with Red Matt. Look at the gap. It is 0.9, 0.8 of a second. Fantastic run through 22, 23, and of course through 24 for Key. It is going to keep him within DRS range for now as we're about to head on to the final lap of this race. Justin leads the way. 3.5 seconds the gap between himself and Red Matt. This will be a good result for Red Matt. Of course, in the championship, going to be able to gain a whole heap of points on Axlock here. Lukey currently in P4, falling by the wayside, and potentially could be overtaken by his nearest championship rival in Lukey.
Definitely could be as well, but here we are then. On the final lap of this race, there will be DRS for drivers to try attack. Can Key try get close to Red Matt? Lukey's going to be under all sorts of pressure by Cam Kim, and there will be so many drivers like Waitsy, Ramit and Jordan in there as well. So there will be plenty of action on this final lap. And let's see who is going to come out on top in these battles. Key has dropped out slightly, almost losing the 1 second. That's a bit unfortunate for him. But Lukey's surely going to be under pressure. And Waitsy, the other Ferrari in this train, is going to be trying to attack as well.
Yeah, now this is going to be huge for the constructors. Of course, right now we're seeing Key fall away from Red Matt, so it looks like Red Matt has done just about enough to hold on to P2. Good points for him. Waitsy, what a run for the Ferrari as he's going to pull alongside the Haas now. Both of them will have DRS as they run down in towards the braking for turn number 22. And it looks like Waitsy might just have a better car in a straight line. And he just backs out of it, but it looks like a better line on the exit. And this could be the move for P5 in this race. Look at this now. Waitsy going to get through into P5 ahead of Kamke, and Ramith's in the back as well. Let's look on board with this as Ramith has a little peek down the inside of Kamke. Is he going to be able to get down? No, he's not. As we cross the line, it's Justin that takes the win. Red Matt will come through to take home P2, Key and P3. And look at that. Waitsy backing off at the line to not overtake his teammate, to make sure Lukey gets P4, Kamke in P6, Waitsy P5, Ramith in P7, Jordan in P8, Wace in P9, and Brenner comes through to take home that 10th position. Then of course we got Tristan, what could have been for the Aston Martin, in 11th, Lawrence in 12th and in the wall. Funky will come across the line in 13th place, and of course Specialist, a lap down in the end, comes through in 14th, the last of the finishers.
Absolutely. As well then, so a very exciting race, very exciting ending. Late safety cars do always provide us with that, so great stuff there with that one. the in-game driver of the day going to Cam Kim. We'll of course give ours after in a second, but great stuff there. What an incredible race, and congratulations to Justin.
Absolutely, Justin. Absolutely incredible drive from him. Looked to be absolutely impervious in this race. Just had the pace on the field here tonight. And honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think I already have my driver of the day.
Absolutely as well then. But here's the race results.
I mean, I'm still on the podium screen for right now as Justin is spraying the champagne along with Key and Red Matt in this race. Of course, it was a fantastic result for Key in his first race back in P2 in One Hub this season. But let's have a look at the race results again. It is Justin taking home the race win and the fastest lap there, collecting the victory here in Jeddah. Second place goes to Red Matt with Key completing the podium. Lukey in P4 with Waitsy in P5. Good result there for the Ferraris. Cam K in P6 with the McLaren driver of Ramith in P7. Jordan in P8 with Wace in P9. And of course we got Brenner rounding out the top 10 with Tristan in 11th, Lawrence in 12th, Funky in 13th, and Specialist, the last of the finishers, in 14th place. Now 2 non-finishers were of course Cam Rules and the former championship leader in Axe Lock. Now, let us go ahead and let's see. Who is your driver of the day for me?
I'm gonna go for Justin.
Okay, do you have a question for Justin?
Yep, I'm going to ask Justin. So yeah, I'm going to ask Justin. Was he expecting that late safety car, and was he also, and when it did come out, was he also expecting to come under any sort of pressure, or was he expecting to drive away from the field like he did?
Okay, very good, very good. Of course, my driver of the day is going to go to Speed Key for a fantastic result here tonight. His first race this season, and of course getting the podium, absolutely incredible stuff. So my question would be for Key. Incredible debut for this season in the AlphaTauri. Was you expecting to be there at the end fighting for the podium positions? And of course, how do you feel? How are you going to fare over the rest of this season? And that would be my question to Key. Of course, not going to be in any championship fights, but a big opportunity for him to climb up several positions, maybe even get himself into position. Maybe if he can get onto the back of the likes of Lawrence and Jordan in that battle for 11th. So we'll have to see. Maybe even Miami as well if Miami misses any more races. But yeah, I mean, looking at the calendar, of course, we have just completed the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Next week is another break week, of course, for the Easter weekend. And then, of course, we are back. Round number 10, sprint race. We head to Baku.
Yeah, we're gonna head to Baku and make sure all of you are here on time as well to watch us, because do remember, there is no qualifying. We're straight away into the races, so it's not going to be a slow start. It's going to be straight into the 5 red lights, and then we'll be going racing.
Yeah, absolutely. The 5 red lights will be getting us underway for Baku, and honestly, I love racing. Baku is one of my favorite tracks to drive at, but it is also an incredibly unforgiving circuit, especially in that castle section, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Of course, massive thank you to our sponsors at Next Level Racing, of course at Aztec and Pure Sim Gear, and of course to our partners at Vespa Twin, to Elite Racing Team, ERT, and of course to Sim Grid as well. And with that, that is going to bring an end to the action here in P2 in One Hub Racing. Massive congratulations again to Justin on the race win, and of course to Key and Redman on the podium. And guys, make sure you go ahead and tune in to P1, which is underway right now. They are just coming through towards the end of qualifying, and of course that is available also on YouTube, so make sure you go ahead and check out P1. Of course, we'll be back in a fortnight's time to go racing at Baku, but for myself, Michael Edwards, and from Omnicoms, we'll catch you next in a fortnight's time. It's goodbye from the pair of us.